Auto-translated
Job
interface.
9:24. Salakia. It says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who is the wicked? The so-called white man. That has relabeled himself as the J people. European, white, Canadian, British, Australian, French, the Spanish. These are all the same people. Edomites. All right, so the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Give me 1 second. Let me actually pull it up because I was just going to quote it, but I don't want to make sure I get it correct. Salakia. Give me 1 second. This for the new brothers and sisters that's waking up, because you brothers that's season, you know what time it is. So they lied about everything, and I'm gonna get into this video, Salakia, that I was trying to find yesterday. I was able to find it today. The water Yam Bashim Shah. It says Job 9:24. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So if it's not the so-called white man, look at his track record of wickedness. Who the hell is it? It got to be him. That's the only person left standing when you put all the wickedness together. And you can actually go into scripture to prove that. Actually go to Malachi chapter 1, verse 3 and 4, that the border of wickedness, the territory, the mastery of wickedness is the Edomites. And everywhere they dwell at is Moism, is freakism, is transgenderism, is fiat currency, is feminism. You know, you go down that demonic list. So going back into this right here, you brothers and you sisters need to go watch this video. It's probably one of the most important videos dealing with this subject, as you can see. I don't want to say too much, but ex-Pfizer executive, and actually, when you watch this video, you're gonna be pretty horrified. But you should already know what it is. Like I said, and going into this whole Epstein list thing, it's wild. That's gonna lead to second edges, and all this stuff is gonna come together so crazy that you got too much stuff going on at one time. You got the MAGA split, right? You got the Epstein files. You got all these devils being exposed for them lying. They just lie to you straight to your face because they know the docility of the Americans. They're not trying to hide anything anymore. I'm actually working on a lesson. I was doing some research going into who do America owe $38 trillion to. So I'm gonna get into that. We know what's up with that, but I'm gonna break it down for the new brothers and sisters. Even brothers that's been in the truth a minute, you still can learn off that. So let's go here. So this devil has did so much wickedness that in our lifetime we can't cover it all. That's how incredible the wickedness is. So let's go here. So anytime this devil tell you something, is actually the opposite. So if they tell you something, the truth is going to be opposite of what they say. Ecclesiastes 12:10, it says, never trust thine enemy. And you got finessed in Christianity. Christianity was the single-hand worst thing that ever happened to you so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, because it has distorted your understanding of what the truth is. And that's why you have to have a special spirit on you. You have to be of the elect to come out of that, because that Christianity is a real stronghold demon, and there's so many different tentacles of it that'll blow your mind when you think about it. It got so many different ways to trap our people up in these different false doctrines. It says, for like it's iron rusted, so when you leave iron out in the elements and water in it, eventually it's going to start to rust. It says, so is his wickedness. Let's go here. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, so the so-called white man do things like these social programs that fool Jake, you know what I'm saying? To think that they got Jake, our people, best interest, because our people don't have no discernment. They don't even know who their enemies is. They have became their own enemies, right? And the so-called white man that did all this violence, this oppression, this straight up demonic stuff. This is the people that they defend, and they uphold his version of what he taught them. And that's something called Stockholm Syndrome. It says, yet take good heed and beware of him. So we not, you devils, these devils are, they'll trick Jake with a smooth speech, right? They're, a polished speech will trick Jake, but they can't trick us because we know how this devil get down. We know his makeup. We know his chemistry. We know his inner workings. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not all been together wiped away. Let's keep going. Ecclesiastes 12:12. Set him not by thee, so don't make no alliance with this devil. But Jake, in the political world, that's what they've done, even though to their own detriment a lot of times. That's when he have overthrown thee, he overthrew our people. He gave them different poisons, right, that has poisoned their mind, like Christianity is the main drug. And when you under the influence of Christianity, you are literally out of your mind. And everything that you talk about and everything that you believe in is from an indoctrinated standpoint. But you're so sick, you don't know it. It says, never let him sit at thy right hand. So don't get too close to this devil, going back into making alliance with him, lest he should seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Ecclesiastes 12:13. It says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? So the snake charmer, back in the ancient world and even today, if they get bit by, you have them snake charmers that be working with very venomous snakes, like cobras. And if that snake bite that man, the people are not gonna really feel sorry. They're gonna like, well, he shouldn't have been messing with that damn cobra. So that's the same equivalency. We told you that this is the devil. Now the video is proving what we've been saying is true. And a lot of you bucked up against it. You was very opinionated. Jake don't like to listen, but they're gonna find out the hard way. It says, or such as come to wild beasts, like you go stick your hand in a lion mouth, what you expect, you're gonna get your hand bitten off. So we telling you about the treachery, and this devil can't be trusted, and how he really put these enchantments on you is through his media. His media machine was our propaganda. Let's keep going. Let's go here. Salakia. Scroll over. And I was thinking about something earlier. I was like, we're completely wore out because we have to battle so many different battles. And a lot of this stuff is internal, mental, things that we have to deal with. And we have to be able to keep our sanity in this crazy world as people do idolatry. Like you got this big folly coming up, right? Thanksgiving Day, and you got Christmas. And we can tell these people all day that it's idolatry, but they don't care. That's vexation, but we know how it is. That's just the way it's supposed to be. You're going to have majority of our people, they're going to stay into folly until they're destroyed. They're going to stay into ignorance until they're destroyed. It's just the way the Lord created it to be. And the elect have to be very special people to come out this madness to be able to comprehend these things. Like you got these latest bug-outs. It's like my voice kind of in and out. These latest bug-outs talking about all nations getting saved. I think this group Genesis completely bugged out. But the scriptures say, prophecies say, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. And the guys weren't really in the true following anyway. So marvel not when you see these things happen. Just be thankful that's not you. Just be thankful that's not you deflecting. That's not you bugging out. That's not you falling out of the truth. Because as many brothers come into the truth, you're going to have, the sad part about it, you're going to have many brothers fall out of the truth. And it's just a sad reality. You have to have that enduring spirit to be able to suffer this. It says Daniel 7:25. And he shall speak great words against Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. And this devil has did a slew of these things. Going back into his artwork, he's literally painted the Most High as a so-called white man. The Messiah is a so-called white man. And all the patriarchs out of the Bible is so-called white men. That is an abomination. It's blasphemy, and it's straight up demonic what they've done, because that poisons your mind. Because most people attach images to doctrines. If you got an image, you can teach somebody and shall wear out the saints. of the Most High. And the saints ain't when the saints come marching in, that folly that you learn out there in the world. The saints are the Israelites. Always have and always will be. It ain't the modern redefinition of what the Roman Catholic Church call a saint. It says, and think to change times and laws. So this devil actually pushed the Bible. He'll swear in on the Bible. He'll have his judges and his magistrates swear in on the Bible, his presidents, and so on and so forth, but they won't follow what's in it. Going back to Psalms, I think that's Psalms 50 and 16, or Psalms 55, I forget. And he actually pushed the Most High time aside and created his own calendar, which is based on paganism. This devil don't go off the moon. He have changed everything. It says, because the moon is the determination of the month. When you go into the word moon, it actually means month. That determines the Sabbath. That's how you keep time. You're supposed to do a land Sabbath as well. This devil don't do none of that. It says, and they shall be given into his hand time and times and divided the time. So the Most High gave this devil the reign to do what he do, because it's all for his divine plan. So we have to understand that it's a bigger picture than what we see. And let's go here, Salakia. It says Isaiah 41 and 14. So I know you vexed, our brothers tired. We tired of this wickedness. We tired of living this way. You know, a lot of brothers feel like they trapped. You know, we're in these chains of darkness until we get released by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We have to endure those. That's the main thing, the furnace of adversity, right? Catching all kind of hell. And we do have relief. It is a balance. Ain't no brother that's going to catch hell every single day, 24/7. No. The Lord's got to bring a relief. And, you know, he's going to turn up that heat when it's time to. But it's to make us refined, to make us better. It is a method to suffering. It's a method to the madness of suffering. And the suffering that we're going through right now, it ain't bad as it was this saying the slavery time, right? You got to look at that too. So the affliction is great, but yet the Lord gave us some bit of relief, right? It's in Isaiah 41 and 14. Fear not thy worm Jacob. Why is Jacob, the Israelites, referred to as a worm? Because a worm has no defense mechanism. It's one of the most vulnerable creatures in the world. But if you study nature, so-called nature, because nature is some folly. I'm just using that word so you can understand what I'm saying. When you study the animals around you, you learn so much. But, you know, early in the morning, you'll see the birds go and pluck into the soil get worms out. And it's like they, just pulling leaves off the tree. That's how vulnerable the worm is. The worm is a defenseless animal, or creature rather. Animal, creature, whatever you want to say it. It says, and ye men of Israel, so the Israelites, I would help thee, said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and thy Redeemer. So you got to really believe this. When we're in a time of distress, the Lord will come and deliver us. You know what I'm saying? And it's just what it is. I know you might not feel like you're worthy. You know, brothers have these, things that bothers us because we think, we just not worthy. And when you think about it, we're really not. The Lord he just made a promise to us that he will wake up his elect. That's precious to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. It says, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. So that's who fight our battles. That's who got our back. It ain't what you've been taught in this world, right? You have a spiritual defense. But hopefully this lesson was edifying. Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rachak, Kodash, Shalom.